everybody, this is Allie, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Allie. And today's guest is Liz.
Hi.
Liz is an amazing model, and
You're an amazing photographer.
Thank you. And she's also a award-winning short film. What were you?
I directed a short film. Yes.
Called Face Them.
Yes.
It's on Amazon. It's worth it. Go get it. I'll put it in the credits.
Oh, thank you.
Today we are going to be giving the top 10 tips for working with a model photographer collaboration. So what we're going to do with our top 10 tips, I'm going to give 5. Liz is going to give 5. My 5 are going to be from the perspective of the photographer. Liz's 5 are going to be from the perspective of the model. If you get all this right, you could have a successful model and photographer collaboration. Tip number 10 from photographers, and this is really something I've had to learn hard. Know what you care about. Now, what do I mean by know what you care about? What I mean is, I'm doing a collaboration with a model and there's no money. It's a TFP, time for print. So I'm not going to make her go out and buy all kinds of stuff to make our shoot work. So I have to think, okay, what do I need? For example, when we did the Moulin Rouge shoot, she was the red dress. So clearly we needed red. And I was like, yeah, I need a red chiffon skirt, and everybody decided to wear a corset. So do you have a red corset?
Right, and I was lucky because I had one because I do cosplay too in the background. So whenever she's like, hey, let's do something, I'm like, I know in my cosplay closet I have something that could work with this.
Right, but for example, if there was something like that I cared about, but whatever else she brought, I wasn't going to control every aspect of what she had to bring to the shoot. So that way, you just have to understand, what do I need to be successful, and make sure that the model knows that.
My number 9 would be kind of following that, is bringing your own costumes and your makeup. And the reason I say that is, like, sometimes you have to bring your own outfits when you're doing a shoot. They'll say, bring one thing, bring like a fashion dress that's black or whatnot. I tend to like to bring 2 to 3 outfits, and I always get like slammed because I bring like 20 pairs of shoes because
she does.
and
she's tall.
I love shoes. I like the option of, if we get really good shots in the beginning working together, then it's kind of like, maybe we have another 15-20 minutes, we can go, oh, why don't we do another outfit? Well, I can pull out like 2 to 3 that I brought already, and we can start shooting some more. Bringing outfits and makeup. The reason I bring my own makeup is I've been on shoots before where the makeup artist has not showed up. And, I can do my own hair, that's easy, but if I didn't bring my makeup, we pretty much don't have a shoot now.
What if, like, the makeup artist doesn't have pasty white, a fair enough shade of foundation for you?
I am a beacon.
Tip number 8, I want you guys to think about this. As a photographer, you have this vision. You want to shoot a badass warrior. What's the right model? Pick the right model for what you're trying to do. If I want to shoot a badass warrior, I'm probably going to pick Liz because I already have. I'm not going to pick someone that is maybe soft-spoken, very introverted. They don't have...
Is she saying I'm an asshole?
Well,
this one I'm hearing.
I'm saying she has a
violent tendencies,
strong personality.
Oh.
So that's my point, is when you're working with a model, you're going to stress that poor model out if you pick a model that just doesn't suit what you want them to do.
Right. No, I agree with that. It's like, you want us to be like comfortable in what you're putting us in.
Yes, exactly. And Sierra is one of the models I'll pick when I want a wide range of expression.
Hi, Sierra, by the way.
Hi, Sierra. We love you.
We miss you.
So, Liz, what would you have as your tip number 7?
Tip number 7 for me would be personal research. So what I like to do before I on a set is I will Google, if let's say we did a shoot where we did a warrior in the forest. And it was really cool because we had headpieces and, you know, it was just fur. So I just started going on Pinterest and doing like multiple hours of research and poses of what looked more not too vogue and fashion, but what was like raw, and I just felt real in the forest. So I'm a firm believer, you know, as a model, we are supposed to be doing our research.
Number 6 is take control of the shoot. And what I mean by that is, as a photographer, I'm the one that knows where the lighting is. I'm the one that can see how she's posing. I can see the back of the camera. Yes, I'm going to show it to her on occasion. But if I don't take some control and give her the direction that she needs, she's just standing there going, how's this?
I'm just going to assume I'm hot on camera. So if she doesn't say anything, I'm just going to be like, I know I'm boss right now. So.
Or some models may not be as secure as Liz. And they're thinking, oh God, why isn't she talking to me? Why isn't she giving me direction? How do I look? Am I doing it right?
Internally, I feel that way sometimes when she says nothing. I'm like, how was that? Keep going. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then deep down inside, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. So that's all. Take control of your shoot, because you're the photographer, and yes, you collaborated all the way there, and now you're driving and you need to drive.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that is tip number 5.
Tip number 5. So tip number 5 for me, on the modeling side, it would be to feel safe and the power of no. But I as a model, I like references. I don't like really working with strangers that I've never like heard of, or I don't have any mutual friends with. So when that happens, what I'll usually do is because way back in the day when I used Model Mayhem, and I want to say like 7+ years ago, it was a while, I would always ask, I need to bring a friend. And whenever the photographer like, no, you can't bring a friend, I'd be like, well, that's immediate shutdown. If any photographer, any filmmaker, anyone you ever have to work with, period, does not give you an option to like bring a friend, first of all, they can do nothing to your career, because obviously they're not professional enough to be like really ingrained in the career. But the moment they say, no, you can't bring somebody, you walk the hell away. If you don't feel safe in a situation, you really just need to learn the power of no.
It's true.
Into account.
And on the flip side, while I'm all busy being in control, because, you know, I am the photographer and you must listen to me, Liz, can you go climb that tree and stand on that branch? It's about 6 inches. I think it'll hold you. You're not that heavy.
Oh, yeah. So I'll go there and I'll be like, no.
Because if something happens that's not, you know, you get hurt, or something happens that's not where you want it to be, you haven't helped your career, or you've hurt yourself. So
yeah, just take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
And if anyone gives you trouble, call me. I'll take care of it. Won't I?
She's got a very large sword.
Oh yeah, I do. Now that you bring that up, I really do.
And it's very sharp.
It is.
Tip number 4. Make the model feel like it's worth their time. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm a photographer. I'm asking, and Liz is a professional, but even if I'm not asking a professional, I'm asking someone to give up hours of their day, plus they might have to invest some money. So if they're going to do all this, then I'm going to make it worth their time. I'm going to make sure that they get the images, like deliver the images. I'm going to make sure that when they arrive, they feel like, okay, I understand what I'm getting into, and this is what I want to do, and we've worked together, so they know, okay, this is good. And then when they get there, they get what they expected. So make it worth their time.
Well, and that's so important, you know, and as models, and even it's one of those things I've gotten used to in the indie world. Like when I do fashion shoots in New York or whatnot, I know I'm getting I can get it in the same day. But when you're working a lot of unpaid, you know, you're kind of in a situation, the model's not getting paid, the photographer's not getting paid. I tend to be very patient, I think, within like 30 days. But once it gets to 3 to 4 or 5 months, I'm like, did I just waste 2 weekends worth, hours of research, costume making, and all of this, and I didn't get one photo back? That makes me blacklist the photographer, because I'm like, you obviously don't respect my time.
So tip number 3 might sound familiar.
Communication. seriously, talk. But I mean, we have communicated this multiple times, but it's very important to have a strong rapport with the person you're working with.
Like when you and I were going to shoot the gels.
Oh yeah.
And I told you I'm trying to learn some stuff with gels, and then I invited my friend Phil. I didn't just invite Phil and not tell you, hey, some random dude you don't know is going to be shooting you too,
right?
While you're in your bra.
Exactly, which I really appreciate, because I personally don't have a problem with that. But many models might be like, oh, I'm just shooting in my bra and underwear, and then oh, there's a dude there, or or any stranger that you're not familiar with. It could be a female. But there's somebody in the room that we talked about it, and Phil's an awesome guy. We all worked out and we made beautiful art that day.
We did.
And that happens, like, communication is, I guess a little caveat to it is it might go back to one of your old points too, is when you're working with a photographer and they say, come over, I have a concept, let's work, you're back and forth, you get there, and all of a sudden they're like, well, I don't actually know how to use my lights, and I don't know how to use my camera. But there was no previous, like, conversation of that being a new thing.
Tip, if I'm doing a TFP shoot, and I do tell them I'm going to practice this technique, then I also get the safe shots. I get the shots I know how to shoot. Mm-hmm. So this way, if I just totally failed on the gels that day, it's not a waste of Liz's time. She's still going to get some nicely lit images. And we actually got a great headshot that day.
We did.
We did. We got an awesome, moody headshot.
Oh, we got some great photos. It's like, you need to, like, throw all those up there.
Okay.
I think throw all of them.
That was a fun day.
Yeah.
That was during the furlough.
It was
the furlough shoot. Furlough shoot.
No.
True. Okay, so
next for you is number 2, correct?
Number 2, yes. Be prepared. And what does that mean? So I'm going to give an example, but a lot of times I'm experimenting with my lights, and I have to figure out, well, what do I want to do? What do I want my lights to do? What am I trying to accomplish? So for, like, recently, Sierra and I were doing stained glass villains, and she wants a composite. She's going to do 5 villains, and I am going to do an episode on it, and each one of them is going to have body paint on their chest that's going to look like stained glass, and each one of them is an evil Disney princess, and she wants a final composite.
That's awesome.
And she wants each person to have gels in a complementary color with a black background. So the first thing I had to think about was, okay, I'm not going to waste my model's time figuring out how to light this. So while they're in makeup, I get my creepy ass mannequin,
It's
Emma.
like something from Annabelle. I'm not gonna lie.
She's over there.
We're gonna have an episode just on her, but me and Phil are in a consensus that it's possessed.
I decided, I thought it through first. Okay, if I want to show gels, I'm going to want a reflective black background. I'm going to use my black satin. That'll reflect some of the lights. And then I brought Emma down here, and I played with my lights until I got the look I needed. And this way, when Brooke, the model, came down, I just had to put her in the spot, fire my camera, my lights were all set up. She felt more confident because I had it dialed in. And that's important. It's fine sometimes you're dialing in your lights while you're working with your model, but you shouldn't be dialing in your lights for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be constantly fidgeting with your gear. Learn how to do it. And this goes back to making the model feel like it's worth their time. So what is our number 1 tip for models and photographers working together?
So our number 1 tip for models, it kind of goes with what you said, be prepared, but I feel like as a model and an actress and just a professional person is be on time.
Again, this isn't the first time you guys have heard this.
No, I mean, this is going to be very repetitive for some people that are like, we've heard this before. I'm like, well, the reason it keeps getting brought up over and over again is because people do it. And that happens far too much.
You can't. And on top of being on time, keep your schedule. Do your, like, if you know you're going to be in makeup for an hour.
I've been on set. I've had a call time at 6 a.m. and we didn't shoot till 4 p.m. But it didn't matter. I was there at 5 a.m. And people think it's crazy, but you want to have a wonderful reputation in film and modeling and really even work. Be on time.
Well, Sierra says,
what does Sierra say?
If you're on time, you're late. So those are our 10 tips.
Those are our tips, and and everybody, you can watch them over and over again. Go on the comment section and say, hey, I got a question on, safety.
Thank you for watching the video. You may notice that I'm missing someone. So Liz and I were having so much fun talking that we didn't notice that the camera ended. So I got no closing and I got no Liz. And I really was like, well, how do I deal with this? Because I really like to close. And in the past when I did this, I just grabbed a little snippet of me and Sierra, but I really wanted Liz. So I don't know how to do CGI. I just made Liz like this. Welcome back, Liz. So all I wanted to say was I hope you enjoyed the video. And Liz wants you to know that if you do have any questions, don't be afraid, just put them in the comments. One of us is going to address them. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and don't forget, ring the bell. Thank you so much for watching. The other thing is when we start,
I don't got boobs.
You have boobs.
Cushion.
Remember, I put gems on those boobs.
You have.
Or she turns away.
Or the reminder of was like, check your face.
Oh yeah, or lift your, drop your chin, drop your chin, drop your chin, drop your chin. Yeah, not that chin.
I get yelled at a lot for that. Had so many stories. The light went out. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for watching our video. You may notice I'm missing someone. Oh, fucking dogs. Daisy and Peanut, shut up!